this place, say, He's in this place. Said He's moving in this. Say, the Spirit is moving in this place. Say, the Spirit is moving in this place. Said He's healing in this place. Say, He's healed. Healing in this place. Say, the Spirit is healing in this place. He's healing. Say, the Spirit is healing in this place. Hallelujah. Just open your mouth one more time and begin to glorify the Lord. Come on and lift your voice and begin to bless Him. Father, we exalt You tonight. We ask that You move. We ask that You move. We ask that You move. Hallelujah. Father, we glorify Your name tonight. We asking You to move. Move in the midst of Your people. There's a shifting in the atmosphere. The glory of the Lord is in this place, just like Pentecost. There's a mighty rushing wind. So breathe in life and comfort to your soul. Peace and calmness fixing every wall, just like Pentecost. There's a mighty rushing wind. Somebody lift your voice in the shifting in the atmosphere. Everybody lift your voice, say,
there's a shifting in the atmosphere.
the glory of the Lord.
Is in this place.
So just like Pentecost, there's a mighty rushing wind, yeah.
There's a mighty rushing wind.
Hallelujah. So breathe in love.
It's a pleasure to be with you. We thank God for this opportunity to once more come to you in your homes, wherever you are watching us from on Facebook Live. It's a pleasure to be with you once more. Before we even start anything, just call a friend, call someone, and tell the person to tune in, listen to Biblical Romance, because I believe that it's going to be a blessing unto you. So before we start the program, we will start with a prayer. So I'll ask.
Okay, shall we pray? Our Father in heaven, we thank you this evening for such a wonderful time in your presence
Amen.
to discuss your purpose for man,
Amen.
your plans, and everything that you have in store for us
Amen.
in marriage.
Amen.
Lord, as we discuss this tonight, grant us understanding,
Amen.
wisdom,
Amen.
revelation.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus Christ,
Amen.
we thank you that
Amen.
you help us to get through. In Jesus' name,
Amen. 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 Well, welcome once again. I can see Pastor Seth says he's present. You are welcome. I knew you would be one of the first people to be present for Biblical Romance. Josephine Dosu, God bless you, and thank you all for joining once more. Last week we looked at the topic of courtship and dating, and we looked at the various things that dating involves, and we also looked at courtship. We looked at some of the things that you need to consider during courtship, the do's and don'ts, and there are so many areas that we looked at last week. So we want to continue that this week, and this week we are going to look at the very foundations of marriage, and we are also looking at some of the things that you need to consider when you are choosing a life partner, when you are choosing somebody as a life partner for marriage. What are some of the things that you need to consider? Because I believe that it is a very, very important thing that we need to look at. So we are going to be looking at so many things, but I want to start by saying that love is the foundation of every relationship. Every relationship is built on love, because if before somebody even tells you I want to marry you, they will first of all tell you I love you. And sometimes I feel like love is an overused word, because it's been used so many times in so many areas that you are not even sure what the person means by I love you. Because sometimes when somebody tells you I love you, what it means is that I want to have sex with you. Sometimes if somebody tells you I love you, what it means is that, oh, I like your nice car, or I love the way you look. So today, because love, I believe, is the basis of every relationship, and I think it's one of the main things that you need to consider when you are looking at a life partner. So I want us to look at the concept of love. What do we mean by love? What is love? If somebody says, I love you, what does it mean?
All right. To start the whole discussion, we want to look at the foundations of marriage. If love is foundational, the foundations are very important. The reason why many people are breaking their marriages is because the foundation has been very wrong. From the word go, whatever they do is wrong. Now, Jesus spoke about foundations in Matthew 7, verse 24 to 27. You can read. And, foundations constitute the bedrock of everything. If the foundation is not very good, you can have a challenge in your future, in your marriage. So people start from the wrong foundation. They are building on the sand instead of on the rock. So looking at love as a foundation for marriage, as my wife said, when two people meet, say I love you, oh, I love you, I love you, and the word is like abused. But in the Greek, right, there are 4 major words used for love, and that will make the difference. The word love in the Greek, one is agape. Agape. And agape means unconditional love. Loving somebody unconditionally. is very important because people have backgrounds. They may have weaknesses and several things. So you love them not because of what they have, but because you just love them with God's love. Actually, agape is God's kind of love. And let me read a scripture that will help us to understand agape. Romans 5 verse 8, and it says that, but God commended, or God demonstrates his own love toward us, in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. So agape is loving somebody despite the circumstances he finds himself.
Okay.
It's not the shape, the color, or the creed. It's just based on God's love, which is unconditional. We'll come back to discuss this later, okay? But then the next love, which is also very important, is phileo. If you know the word Philadelphia, I mean, if you have done Greek, you understand what I mean. Phileo means brotherly love, and that love is based on friendship love. Like if I love you, and I'll give you money, and you give me money, it's exchange, right? Of some gift, and that love is dangerous. If you love somebody based on exchanges of gifts alone, one day you have a problem. Phileo is good, but it must be function on the basis of agape. All right, and then we have eros, for which where we have erotic. Erotic means flesh, like eros, like lust, kind of lustful love, right? Love based on the flesh. Oh, you look very erotic, you look very nice, your beauty, I like your shape, I like your hips. Now this is erotic love. Now if your love is solely erotic, one day you have a problem, because one day you see the beautiful, breast you see will sag. When that sags, erotic is over. You're looking for another person with huge, firm bust. So the first one is what? Is agape. Second one is what? Phileo. Third is what? Erotic or eros, which is based on the flesh, beauty. The third one is sarkitos. Sarkitos is purely body love, flesh to flesh, and that is also very dangerous. It looks like erotic, but as we go, we'll be discussing and making differences. So the Greek word for love is different from the way the English put it. English is just love, no differentiation. But with the Greek, they have different kinds of love, which can be used to determine somebody's feeling towards another person. So that is how I can.
All right.
Yeah,
So we are looking at the issue of love. It's not as simple as it sounds. Like I love you, that you say, it's not as simple as it sounds. But love is the basis for every relationship.
Yeah.
When you are courting, love must be the basis. And so we are looking at the different types of love that he has stated about. He has stated that the Greek has different words for different kinds of love. When you look at it in the English, it's only one word, so sometimes it's a little bit confusing. But all relationships must have its base, love as its base. So let's look at agape. Let's look at agape love and see what is this agape love and what role does agape love play in the relationship.
Okay, now agape is God's kind of love. It can be only functional in the believer, right? No unbeliever can function in that love because it's not born again. That love is a spiritual love, from God. If you don't have God in you, if you don't have Christ in you, you can't function in that love. Now the problem is that some believers go for unbelievers and they try to force them to behave like them, and it's a problem because they are all on different wavelengths altogether. The unbelievers' inclination to love is more of the worldly type, erotic, phileo, but yours has an added value, which is agape. So if you're looking for someone to marry, Please look for a believer who has some amount of agape in him or her. Because if you don't do that and you marry an unbeliever, that person doesn't have agape. He doesn't have God in him or her. So one day you have a problem. That's why people marry and we tie. They say, I don't feel like it anymore. I don't feel like it, because the agape is a kind of love that is unconditional, it's forever. You marry somebody from 17, 18, 19 years, you can be there for 40 years, 50 years, 80 years, and the love is so strong. It's unconditional. You know, that's why some people can marry for years until love actually, death do us part. Death do us part. So agape is the best kind of love. When that love is functioning, you don't look at money, you don't look at beauty, you don't look at anything. All you want is God's kind of love, to show affection for the person based on how God loved us as sinners, you know. So agape is important. But now let's look at a few things of agape. And you read the book of Proverbs 10 verse 12, and it says that hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all sins. Now, agape love covers weaknesses. Doesn't expose your partner's weaknesses. That's agape love for you. Can you function in that love? Your partner may have several weaknesses. You don't expose him or her because of what? Agape. You cover the weaknesses. You don't bombard and destroy your partner. And then from the book of 1 Corinthians 13, from 4 to 7, here we have a detailed account of how agape functions. And I'll read shortly, then we discuss, because it's very important.
Okay.
So you don't make a mistake, right? Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself. Love, it is not puffed up. It does not behave rudely. Does not seek its own. Is not provoked. Thinks no evil. Does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things.
That's a very tall list of
That is agape for you.
agape love. Of
Agape
what
love.
Agape love can do. Okay, so I think we will look at all these elements one by one.
Yeah.
And mind you, we are talking about choosing a life partner or a relation, or being in a relationship and making the right choice. So we have said that love is the basis of every relationship.
Yeah.
It must be based on love, and the kind of love that must be the basis that will ensure that it stands the test of time is the God kind of love, which is we call the agape love. It is unconditional love. It doesn't depend on the money in your pocket. It doesn't depend on the cars you have or the houses you have, or it does not depend on anything. And so we are going to look at the various elements of the agape love that we just read from 1 Corinthians 13. So the first one is long suffering.
Yeah, long suffering is the ability of partners to bear with each other patiently and for a very long time. To bear with, I must bear with you. If I have a problem, you bear with me. As long as the problem is there, you must bear with me. That is long suffering. So long suffering, you suffer long. For instance, your partner may be sick and is not able to perform some duties as a partner, right? Maybe the person is sick or something. You must be able to bear with the person as long as the person is not well. As long as he is not well and he or she cannot perform his or her duties, you need to be patient and be long. It's called what? Long. Suffer long. You bear long. You bear with the person for a long time. That is long suffering. It may be difficult, but that is agape for you. Agape has the capacity to wait for the other partner until peace and stability are established. If there's something wrong, you don't jump into conclusion. You wait. You just have to learn to bear. It's called long suffering. You suffer, you bear, you contain the situation till it stabilizes.
Okay,
That is long suffering.
So,
It's like God's character.
okay.
God's character, Psalm 103 verse 8 says that the Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in mercy. Slow. God doesn't easily get angry. I mean, you just have to contain the situation. If your partner has disappointed you and is saying, I'm sorry, take it and bear with your partner.
How long do you have to bear?
You bear long.
Long.
See, agape is unconditional and it's actually forever. I mean, God doesn't give up on us. Never. Even you, God can never give up on you.
Okay.
So you have to be able to bear long. I mean, cool your heart, relax, and see how your partner gets through with the problem. Maybe you have to help somehow. It's called long suffering. That is agape. When we were sinners, we were bad, we were wicked, God still loved us in the circumstances. God had to bear with us. Look at a man called Paul. Paul who killed Christians. God had to bear with him for a long time before he encountered him. So agape is a serious business.
So let's consider somebody who is courting. You are courting with somebody, and you see certain things in the person, and you think that this one, I don't think I can do the long suffering thing, and so I want to get out of it before we even get married. Are you wrong if you decide to do that?
That is why courtship must not be short. I have counseled a couple just a few days ago. The man is traveled. The woman is around. I called her and they have a situation. And the woman told me, I made a mistake. The man proposed to me 2 months, we got married. She said, I didn't see anything. I didn't see the man's character. You see, so you need to be patient. I mean, don't rush into the marriage.
Okay.
You are courting. We courted for about 4 years. Now it's not people don't court for even 2 years. But 1 year is even okay. 1 year, at least.
6 months. How
1
about
year,
6 months?
It depends. 6 months is not bad, but still, you won't see everything. You will never see. You must test your partner. Test the person's patience. He invites you, come, and you want to delay. Just make sure that you delay intentionally and see how the person will react. Do something to test your partner. Otherwise, you move into it, and the person will show his real colors. Some of the things we are discussing, you will not see them immediately, right? But when you marry, you see their relevance. But at least, if you court for a long time, 1 year, 2 years, you have skirmishes. You have bits and pieces of things you will see about the partner, which you like or dislike. If you see and don't like the person, then you are not under obligation to continue. You can stop it. But my point is that don't court for 2 months. Some may do it and make it, but most of the time it crashes. You won't see. A person will hide that the real identity. The person will hide it. I mean, let me say this: dating is like marketing. Dating is like marketing. You market yourself, right? So you present the best part of you. Well behaved. You speak very well. You don't hurt. You try to market.
Very obedient.
Very obedient.
Nice.
Very
Hello,
nice.
darling.
Hello, darling.
Sweetheart.
Yeah. You try to market yourself but within the type of dating. You try to market. I mean, it's real marketing.
But you can't keep that up
You
for
can't keep
all
it
the time.
all
That's
the
why
time.
if you have a longer courtship,
Yes.
by all means,
Yes.
everything will come out.
Yeah.
So, but some people sometimes say that, I mean, because of temptation and all that, they don't want to court too long and then find themselves into some kind of this thing. So they want it short. So
One
that,
of the things about love is patience.
Patience.
Love is patient. It's part of the thing.
So if
Part
you
of the
love me,
discuss.
you wait for
You
me.
wait for me. For how long? We give ourselves time. Let's say 2 years. 2 years, 2.5 years, we want to marry. So you start planning and study each other. If you don't love some things about the person, feel free to say bye-bye politely. Oh, you're a nice guy, you're a nice girl, but this aspect of your life you don't want to change. I think I can't continue with you. Please, God bless you so much. Be nice. And the person go away peacefully. But don't ever have a short period of courtship. The person hides the real identity. Then you move into it. Oh, I see. Oh, if I had known, it's always at last. So I recommend that young people, or not only young people, if you want to marry somebody, please take time and study each other. Me, I will recommend that once a while, annoy your partner.
Once a while, annoy him.
Annoy your partner and
see how he will
react
when you annoy him.
Yes, test the pulse and see how the person will be like.
Like you are going out somewhere and then he says, for us women, you are going out and he says, so 2 o'clock, and then you delay to 2:45 to see whether he will get annoyed that why have you kept me waiting, and then get angry. Just to test the pulse.
Just to test it, because even women have, men and women are different in dressing, in having they are different.
Okay.
So the man must learn to wait for the woman.
Mercy, Lord.
He has to learn. If you don't have it, learn it. And when you are courting, let the man learn it before you marry.
I was listening to a message by Pastor Adeboye, and he was talking about the fact that he said that if he's going somewhere with his wife and he knows that they have to leave the house at 8 o'clock, he will tell her, honey, today we have to go, we are going somewhere and we will leave home. We are supposed to leave at 7:30. So get ready by 7:30 because we have to be there by 8. So you will tell her 7:30. So if she does her and then by 8 o'clock she's now coming, say, oh, we are late. So you say, oh, don't worry. Don't worry. That's okay. Let's go. Because he knows that if he says 7, she's going to be late. So he will give the time, which is, a time earlier than that, so that she can. But this is just by the way. Okay, so we've spoken about long suffering.
This is so crucial. We have to learn to suffer long.
Okay.
Practically.
All right.
For instance, you are not married, and you are broke. You don't have money. Maybe, and the man doesn't have enough for a certain time period. Okay. And the woman starts complaining. You every time, no money. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. I think there's a time when men struggle. Men are matchmakers. Men are powerful. They go forward. They are forward liners. So they have to make money. But at times they have ups and downs. So the woman must be patient enough to wait for the man to be stable. She has to learn to say, wait. In fact, there's a book I want to write. It's called Wait.
Okay.
Yes. It's like you get to a traffic light that is red. Wait.
Don't rush to cross.
Yes. Be patient and wait. Suffer long. For as long as there's traffic, wait. I hate traffic. But sometimes you must be in the traffic and wait. Your tail. So I think that it's so important for people to learn how to be
suffering.
Have long suffering and bear with each other. Bear with your partner. Learn it from the word go. Bear with him or her right from the word go. It's so important. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think the second one we have, it says that love is kindness. So that is also another.
Now, kindness is the ability of spouses to give to each other unconditionally. You are kind. You are just kind. I just love you, and I'm just kind, and I'll give you. Love gives. In fact, this is just when we were courting. My wife gave me so much unconditionally. Those days, she was having her national service then. Then I proposed to her when she was in 6th form. Those times. And then she went to, do a national service.
He was very fast.
Yeah, I was very fast. I want to marry early. I want to make it very
everything fast.
But I love it because she gave. She kept giving, and out of kindness. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Now, so every one of the spouses must learn to give unconditionally.
Okay.
Love gives. For God so loved the world that He gave.
Yeah.
God is kind. Now, there's a situation I encountered. A couple came to me, they were courting. When the giving becomes only one way, then there's a problem. Because phileo is also needed in it. You are friends. Now, every time this couple, we close church, this brother will go to this sister's house and she would do him good. Like fix him really good. Like, yeah, I'll marry you, so let me do you good. And so after every Sunday, the man will say, today I don't have enough in my pocket. Can you give me some transport? So this woman would give this man some transport. We were courting then. Okay. And then the following Sunday, the same. And the woman would go home early. As soon as we close church, she'll go home early and prepare them sometimes fufu, heavy stuff. And then the man would come enjoy. And then he'll wait and keep waiting till around 9 p.m. So it's too late for me to go now. Can you give me a transport, some transport? So the woman will give him, taxi, right from the place to, and they continued. The man will never give anything. So the woman came to me and said, Pastor, this thing I can't continue. I give this person, I keep giving, I'm tired. Because when it comes, he doesn't add anything to the food. It's always me. When it's going to, he wants transport. So I think kindness must be hand go, hand come. Just give unconditionally to your partner. And if a man cannot give to the woman from the very first few months or year in courtship, I think you should be careful.
You should advise yourself. It's real chisel.
Chisel. If a man cannot be kind to the spouse, from the beginning. And it's not like you are trying to buy the hair with money. No. But be kind. Little drops of blessing. It's Valentine's Day. You just do something nice. Something good. It's Christmas, it's Easter. Just something nice to show appreciation. Okay. So if you find a man who is chisel, from the word go, advise yourself. Advise
yourself quickly before you enter
into it.
Because kindness must be both ways. You should be able to give to each other, be kind to each other.
Yeah.
And love is kind.
That's
what we just read. Yeah. So if he really can't give you, then the love is really very doubtful.
Yeah.
Because love always gives.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's also one of the other things. Please, if you have any question, you can just put it on the platform.
Yeah.
Just ask your question, and as we go along, we'll answer those questions for you. All right. Then the other thing that it also talks about, it says, love does not envy. Envy is also a very, very serious thing. Because in relationships, it's possible for one person to envy the other, especially when one person is doing so well and the other person might not be doing as well as the other person. And this could result in some kind of envy, feeling that this person is going ahead of you. And sometimes for men, sometimes if the woman is doing much better than the man, then they begin to feel envious and feel
insecure.
Insecure, that's the word, insecurity, because they feel that they are supposed to be the head, they are supposed to be the breadwinners, and if they are not doing it, then they feel insecure. But what I also want to say is that as women, we should also know how to handle ourselves in such a situation so as not to breed that kind of feeling in your partner. So generally, envy is something that shows that's not it's not part of love. Love does not envy. Okay, all right. So I don't know if the next one, it says that love does not parade itself.
This means the ability of spouses to humble themselves to each other, irrespective of their social or spiritual status. If your partner is very spiritual and you are not, take it cool and thank God for his life, okay? But the fact is that don't try to bloat your spirituality and boast about it, because some can do that.
Okay.
Oh, I'm anointed, I'm powerful, and they use that to bully their spouses
Yes.
a lot.
And you know, sometimes people use that to even
To marry,
yes,
to propose.
to propose. They are like so anointed, and I saw a star coming from the east.
Another
I
star.
saw another star coming from the west. And then just as I was watching, the two stars just came together and collided. And when they collided, immediately it turned into a human being. And I saw the two of us standing there holding hands. And I knew from that moment that the Lord himself has anointed that the two of us should be together. And if you do such a proposal, what do you want the woman to say? How can you say no to such a proposal? An anointed proposal where you saw a vision of two stars coming together. And sometimes some of us use our spirituality to bully people. We use our spirituality to bully people. Look, as a man, if you love somebody, just go to the person and tell the person, I love you.
Don't say that
I
is
want
the
to
Lord.
marry you. That is all. It is not the Lord who has declared that you should go and marry that person. The Bible says it's the man who finds the wife.
Yeah.
If a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. So it's the man that finds. It's not the Lord that opens your eyes and then you see two stars coming and then you see whatever it is. So I think we have to stop using
The
that
spirituality.
to bully people into doing what we
But
want
there was
them
one
to do.
sister like that some years ago, somewhere, very spiritual. Small thing, prophecy. I mean, seriously. And then she stopped church. That was years ago. Only to find out that she had been impregnated. Hey, I was surprised. This spiritual woman. I mean, please don't use God to marry. Don't use the Holy Ghost to marry. We have a saying that when Adam and Eve, okay, God made Adam and then God brought Eve to Adam. And so when Adam was deceived, you know what he said? God said, Adam, why did you eat the fruit? Adam said, the woman you gave to me, she gave me the fruit. That was an accusation.
Yeah.
So from that time, somebody said God stopped giving wives to men.
Go find your own wife.
Go find your own wife. You see. But don't try to use the anointing. The spirit.
As
That's
a
the spirit.
camouflage.
The spirit is saying that you and I must marry. Please. When you do that, it's not too good. So love doesn't parade itself. Be who you are. With your big head, your long nose, and go and tell the woman, I love you. Will you marry me? But don't go and say, I was fasting 40 days. And when I was fasting, an angel came to me and mentioned your name, Eugenia. So who is Eugenia? And the angel said, the sister that is close. In the singers, she's a person, Eugenia. Please, love
Be yourself.
Be yourself. Love doesn't parade itself. Take it cool. Yeah.
Okay, well, we are still on looking at the issue of love in relationships and how it affects our relationships. So we'll take a short break, but please, you can now start putting in your questions and then we'll answer them as we go along. We'll take a short break and then we'll be right back.
So many Christians take so many things for granted. We think that once we're married, everything will work out by itself automatically. It does not work that way. We need to be deliberate and intentional about our marriages. We need to work at it day and night. Biblical Romance, a book written by Apostle George Aiku and Reverend Mrs. Veronica Aiku, will revolutionize your married life. This book deals with topics such as the foundations of marriage, marital roles, biblical concerns about sex, biblical romance, sex techniques, communication in marriage, conflict resolution, and many more. It is a great tool for premarital and postmarital counseling. You don't have to allow your marriage to go down the drain. If you are yet to get married, then this is just what you need. You will be informed on courtship, dating, temperament, and many more. For information on how to get copies of this book, call or WhatsApp 0502 576952. Again, 0502 576952.
Welcome back to Biblical Romance Conference, and we are still looking at the issue of love, and I will see if we can take a few questions. I'm having a little problem with my internet, so I can't. Really see the questions you have put there, but I'll try and then see. But we are looking at love, and so we are looking at the different elements of agape love. And then I think the next one that we are going to look at, it says that love is not puffed up.
Okay, before we come to that one, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Why is it that before people get married, they become too spiritual? When they get married, then they become so spiritual before they get married. When they get married, then they lose the spirituality. Why is that so?
Well, I think it depends on the situation, because sometimes usually we have this thing like when you want something from God, you are super spiritual, you pray a lot. As soon as you get what you want, then you kind of relax.
Yeah.
And I think it applies that same way sometimes in marriage. It's like you are looking for something. You want to get married, so you are very spiritual, you are prayerful, you do everything that you are supposed to do. But as soon as you get it, it's like, now I'm free, I'm okay. So you don't need God anymore. And sometimes I think that's how we use God.
Because somebody some years ago told me that now she has to literally drag the husband to pray, drag him from bed. But that's not how he was then. So, well, love does not parade itself. Be who you are, be natural, and so on and so forth. Okay, let's continue. So love is not puffed up.
All right.
This means agape is not arrogant. A spouse does not behave arrogantly towards his or her partner. That is puffed up. You don't become too arrogant, proud. Pride goes before a fall. So if you find a partner who is very proud, keep watching your partner carefully. Just keep watching carefully. There are some traces of pride. I. Your partner won't like correction. Your partner talks big and doesn't want to be corrected. There are several things that go with pride. So love is not proud. Love is humble. Love is serviceable, is humble.
Okay.
I mean, some people think that even men should not even wash for the women. When you marry, a man shouldn't do household chores. But I think that those who are proud will not do it. If you are very humble in the relationship, you can help your spouse do some few chores. Whilst she's cooking, you are doing some cleaning. It's all part of the deal. You humble yourself and show it literally that you are in for business. So love doesn't. Love is not puffed up. Yeah.
And then and another interesting one, it says that love is not rude. This means that spouses must be polite to each other. And that is one area in which I think a lot of us sometimes we miss it. Especially sometimes when you are courting, it's so sweet. Everything is so nice. You are so polite to each other. The men will open the door for the car door for the woman to sit down and close the door. And when watch your step, and they will put things away. But as soon as they get married and everything is set, Open your own door, Abby. Open your own door and get down. You have hands to open the door. Watch your step. Can't you see? Didn't you see the stone over there? Didn't you see the stone? What do you want me to do? And you know, hey, Kwesi Papa, Kwesi Papa, Kwesi Papa, where there were bathroom? Huh? I mean, we talk anyhow.
Yeah.
And sometimes I say that for some of us, even for some women, when they meet pastors or their pastors, they ask, yes, pastor, thank you, pastor.
Yeah.
And they are so nice. But when they go home, they are like tigers in the home. And the husband cannot even talk to them. They are like, so rudeness. The fact that you know the person and you are with the person all the time doesn't mean that you should be rude to the person or you should talk to the person anyhow. Because love is not rude.
It's not rude.
It's not rude.
Yeah. And then the way you talk to each other, there must be some respect. It's not rude. The foul language. Foul language. Love doesn't behave like that. Love is not rude. So that's very important. Good behavior, well behaved. That's what I'm talking about. Well behaved. The way you talk, the way you present yourself to each other, the respect within the relationship is very important.
Okay. Now it also says that love doesn't seek its own.
Yeah. Agape is not selfish.
Yes.
It's not all about you. If it's not about you, then everything should die. You have a plan to build a house, and you are planning for that, and something happens. If it's not about you, the house can go to hell. Love is not self-centered. So if you love somebody, try to please your partner more. Do things to please your partner more. That shows that you love your partner and ready to sacrifice for your partner. Love is sacrificial, so you don't become self-centered. Do things for your partner. That is how the relationship must be carried about.
Okay. All right. Please, if you put a question there, I saw some people put some questions, but I think I had a little problem with my internet, so I can't see those questions anymore. So if you can repost them so that I can put those questions. We have a few minutes to answer questions. Then the other thing, it says that love is not provoked.
Anybody who operates agape is not easily provoked, no matter the level of provocation. Lots of issues in the relationship can make a partner very angry, but agape is calm in the face of these issues. That means that you don't have to be easily angry.
Okay.
You come back from work and food is not ready. You don't get angry. You are courting with your partner, okay, and he or she delays a meeting at a certain point in time, and you've been there standing at the bus stop 30 minutes and your partner hasn't come. Please take it cool. You don't get angry.
Yeah.
You look for something, you want something for your partner which is not forthcoming at the time you want it. Please don't easily get angry. You see, love is not easily provoked.
Yeah.
Quick temperedness, something like that, you are angry. Love is not like that.
And I think it's very important, especially when you are courting, to watch that area. Because if you are courting already, you are not even married, you are courting, and this man, something happens, there's a disagreement, and he gets angry and he slaps you. If a man is able to just lift the hand to touch you the first time, believe me, it's going to happen again. It is going to happen again. And that is where abuse starts from. It starts from there. Angry, something small. The first time is going to be a slap. The next time is going to be some 2 slaps. The next time is going to be knocking your head against the wall. And then you forgive. And then another time something, until it becomes very, very serious. So you have to be very watchful during the courting period and ensure that you know your spouse very know well. The partner very, very well. Because love is not angry or anger. Love is not easily provoked. We all get angry. But when you get angry, what is the reaction?
The reaction, yeah.
What is your reaction? Do you get so angry that you can't control your anger? You have to throw things about. You have to break things just
Speak
to
by
vent
heart.
your anger. You have to be very, very careful if you are dating or you are courting somebody like that. Then know that there is danger ahead, because love is not easily provoked. Because there are some people, something little as putting the toothbrush at the wrong place can just cause somebody to get angry. So we need to consider that that issue. Please, somebody is asking a question. He said, please, my question is, in courtship, most women take kindness as a way of catering for or feeding them. Can you please clarify?
They being fed or they are feeding them.
Like, what he's trying to say is that most women during courtship see kindness as if you give them things, like you give them money to take care of themselves, then you are kind. So it's like they expect during courtship that you provide for them, like give them money all the time, something like that.
I don't think it's right for the ladies to always expect something from the men. It's not good. It's not a good premise for marriage. The man will do you good, show you kindness, but it's not an obligation to do that. Why? Because you are not married. He will do so as a good gesture, somebody who is trying to show some kind of love to you in the meantime. So, but if he doesn't have, what do you do? So please don't force the man to keep giving to you by force. It's not right.
It's not right. And I think
right.
when we talk about kindness and giving, we are not saying that you should constantly be giving, but it's like Pastor said, it is nice maybe during Easter, you can have this nice thing, or once in a while you go somewhere, you see chocolate, let me buy chocolate you buy chocolate for him or her, or little things. That doesn't mean that you should always be demanding money, that give me money to do this, give me money to do that. No, that is not kindness. Kindness is in various ways, even the way we treat each other. Giving is also one of the things that are associated with kindness, but that is not all. We should not make money the relationship based on money. Money should not be
always demanding.
No.
Always demanding. It's not too right. It's not too good.
Somebody says rudeness to a spouse is so bad. Some respect their pastors than their partners. Please, why?
They see the pastor as representing God, but your partner too is also represents God in the relationship. Bible says that submit to your husbands as unto the Lord.
Yeah.
Ephesians 5:23. So your husband is supposed to be the Lord in the relationship. Anyway, the thing too is that the man must be the Lord. He must act like the Lord. He must speak like the Lord. If the man doesn't take his place as the Lord, then there will be an imbalance. That's where we have disrespect. But then your husband is the Lord in the relationship. You must accord him the respect that befits him as the husband.
Okay, then we come to the next one. It says, love does not think.
Let me read this shortly, then we can continue.
Okay.
In Psalm 103, verse 8 to verse 9, about love is not easily provoked. It says that the Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and abounding in mercy. He will not always strive with us, nor will he keep his anger forever. So that is to talk about not easily provoked to anger. When we're going to marry, this one we agree that we don't quarrel, and our children can bear witness. We have never quarreled before, like exchanging words and no, never. For the past 30 years, like exchanging words and exchanging quarreling, no, never.
Where Jimmy pa? Kwasia. And sometimes when they do this, you release a word and it comes. That is all. Words are powerful. Very, very powerful. Sometimes words are even more powerful than what you do. words can be so powerful. You release one word and that is the end for somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, that word sticks in the person's mind. Like you tell your husband that you are good for nothing.
You are foolish man.
Foolish man, stupid man. You can't even take care of your own children. You can't take care of your. Do you call yourself a man? Are you a man? Are you sure you are a man? Words like that, if you bring out, I mean, you can't take it back again.
No.
Once you release
Forever.
it is there. It is there forever. So we must be very, very, very careful the words that come out of our mouth. There's a question here. He said, is it wrong to draw your partner's attention to their faults just so they can work on it, so you help them, or so you help them work on it?
Yeah, it's not wrong to draw them, because you are all working on each other. None of you is perfect. But how you compose it, the package, how you package the correction. Maybe as you go for dinner or something, it's eating the old. See that, blah, 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 blah. I think that if you can, wait, to be very good. Some are not bold enough to say, so they can write letters. Write a love letter to your partner and point it. Have a way to communicate whatever you think must be corrected. Don't keep it. If you think your partner needs to work on something and you know it will help, vocalize it. Or if you can't vocalize it, WhatsApp a message, WhatsApp nicely, and it will go. And it's not sin, it's not bad. If your partner has good intentions for you, he or she will take it in good faith.
I think the key is how you go about it.
How you
package it. Yeah. How you say it. You see, you don't go straight and say that, the way you do this is not nice, or the way you do this is not nice. You start by saying good things. Emphasizing the good things that you see. And then when you emphasize the good things you see, then you can say this one too is not bad, but maybe if we can improve on it in this way, it will be better. Especially for women trying to correct men. Because, men have this ego thing, like they are is the head of the home, and so you have to be very careful when you want to correct things and put some things in order to make sure that it doesn't look like you are bossing your way through, or you are trying to handle things. There's a way in which you can move things and make it work. Somebody said that if the man is the head, then the woman is the neck. And we will turn the head whichever way we want to turn it, without the head really knowing it. So I think that the key is the way that you go about it. Another question is, how do you manage a marriage where the man doesn't care for you, even during festive seasons like Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, and even birthday and wedding anniversary? It's not just acknowledged.
Actually, there are some men who come from a certain culture that doesn't acknowledge such celebrations. It's the upbringing, from the way he was brought up in the home, which it may be a broken home. He doesn't know that you do things like this that are done. So maybe you can teach him and tell him, or have a way to get something across to him, because he doesn't know. Most men don't know anything. So don't think they know. They don't know. So when I was growing, I never knew anything like giving to maybe Christmas. So I never knew that, because the home I came from, it's a family. We never used to be doing things like that.
Giving gifts during Christmas?
No, it's not much. So the person may not know it, the man. So try and have a way of probably.
And maybe how about you do it to show?
Show, yeah.
You see, do it to show.
Yeah.
He may not remember yours, but you do it, and I think as you do it for a while, maybe he will begin to realize that, hey, she always gives me, or she always does that. And then another thing too is that when you are courting, you should see some of these things when you are courting. And if you are courting and he doesn't your birthday he doesn't even remember, or he doesn't give you, I don't know, maybe during the courtship is different, but you should be able to see some of these things during the courtship. And so once you know that is how he is during the courtship, if you can live with the person, then you have to just live with that. But another way too is to just try and then do it to show him that this is the way it is done. All right, so now let's I think we have very little time left, so we have to really
Round off.
be rounding off now.
The next we'll continue.
Yes, we have a few minutes left. Okay, so then it also talks about love does not think evil.
Yeah.
Is it possible for people in a relationship for one person to think evil of the other person?
If you are functioning in the spirit of agape, you will never think of evil about your partner. Your partner may have committed several mistakes in the relationship, but with agape, you will not wish him dead. Now, this is very important. You know, in some parts of the world, they wish their spouses dead.
Some even plan to kill
them.
their spouses.
Yeah.
And some even succeed in killing their spouses.
Yes. They wish they were dead. They said, I mean, he should die. And they wish some accident to, maybe he's seen somebody else he's in love with. Or she sees somebody else she's in love with. And praying that something will happen to this man or this woman and then die. You know, agape doesn't think that way. Yeah, I'm sure there are many relationships like that, okay? They don't come out to say it, but they wish their spouses were dead. Something should happen and then there's a break, something should happen because they are tired. You know, if you love somebody with agape, you never ever think that way. Never ever think that way.
So you don't wish it. Okay, we have to rush through the rest.
Because in some parts of the world, even they are able to hire hitmen to kill their spouses. Yeah,
Yes.
hire hitman and then kill, and then they're able to come back clean. That the man died through some means, and you know, it happens sometimes. Here we don't see it much, but other parts of the world, they can kill their spouses through hitmen.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's rush through the rest of them. It says, love does not rejoice in iniquity. So it's also along those lines. You don't wish evil for the person. And when something evil happens, you don't rejoice for the fact that that thing has happened. Sometimes it happens that maybe your husband has been unfaithful, or he goes out of the marriage home, and because of that, something his job, he loses his job, and he comes home and he doesn't have money, and then now you are the one who is taking care of the home. I'm going to show him where the power lies now. And now you are going to see whether you are going to eat in this house, whether you can even say anything in this house. Now you rejoice that the fact that he has lost his job. Agape does not do that. You don't rejoice in iniquity. And all right.
Then it bears all things.
It bears all things. It means that you bear with your partner's faults, weaknesses, and then you are able to bear with him in every weakness that the person has. All right. So then what's the next?
It believes all things.
It believes all things.
Believe in your partner.
You believe in your partner. You believe that you can do this. If your partner says, I can do it, you believe that he can do it. And you help him. You trust him. You help him or her to achieve whatever it is that they want.
Some people hear that your partner is working with somebody, and they try to now doubt their partner. No, believe your partner, even if it's to believe your partner. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, I think we haven't been able to exhaust everything because we've just looked at agape love as the basis or the foundation for every marriage. You can't be in a relationship without love. You can't be in a relationship without love. I remember when I was in secondary school, we used to have this concept of love. You know, in those days they had some books that we used to read. I don't know if they are still around. They are called Mills and Boon. These kind of romantic novels, and the kind of idea it gave to us about love, and the kind of things that, you know, ideas that people had, like the man that you're going to marry must be a tall, handsome, you know, somebody who is very wealthy and, you know, cultured, a certain kind of, you know, it gives you that kind of impression. And that is what we thought love was, because of the books that we had been reading and all that. So people have all kinds of ideas as to what love is. And I think that is why it is important that we look at really what this agape love is. The God kind of love. The love that will allow your marriage to stabilize and will allow you to stay married and live faithfully together for 30 years and over. And even for 50 years, still married, still loving each other. Agape is what you need.
Yeah.
So I hope that today you have learned something from what we have. I don't know if you have any last words.
Yeah,
that
the
you
last
want
word is that agape endures all things. It has a big heart. Agape has a big heart to contain everything. So if you are courting, have a very large heart to contain your spouse. If you are married already, please make your heart very big. That's how you can really be successful in your marriage. Endure hardness. Cope with every situation. That is how to endure in love. Agape endures. Agape copes with every situation. Agape is the type that overlooks shortcomings and is able to contain, the power to contain every situation. So that is what I have for you. We have for you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Today we looked at love. And in fact, we haven't finished. Next week when we'll come, we will look at the filial and the other types of love. And we'll also look at some other things that you need to consider when you are choosing a partner. Because love is the basic, is the thing that holds the whole relationship together. We spend more time talking about love. So we'll continue with the love when we come back next week. But thank you so much for joining us. God bless you so much. We hope that next week you will invite somebody else to join us as we discuss biblical romance, because we believe that marriage or every relationship must be based upon the Bible. So what we teach here is based upon the Bible and what the Bible talks about. So thank you so much. My name is Reverend Mrs. Aiku. This is Apostle George Aiku, my Hamatan Popo for the past 30 years. We will pray and then end this program.
Well, now we thank you so much and bless you for the knowledge imparted to us in this program. We thank you and bless you. Those who are suffering in their marriages, Lord, heal them,
Yes,
restore
Lord.
them,
Yes, Lord.
give them hope that they
Yes.
can make it.
Yes, Lord.
Those who are expecting to also marry, give them wisdom and understanding
Yes, Lord.
in their choices.
Yes,
in Jesus'
Lord.
precious name,
Amen.
we thank you. Amen.
Amen.
Happy Mother's Day in advance.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there. God bless you. Tomorrow morning, Mother's Day service. Make sure that you join us 9 o'clock. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So many Christians take so many things for granted. We think that once we're married, everything will work out by itself automatically. It does not work that way. We need to be deliberate and intentional about our marriages. We need to work at it day and night. Biblical Romance, a book written by Apostle George Aiku and Reverend Mrs. Veronica Aiku, will revolutionize your married life. This book deals with topics such as the foundations of marriage, marital roles, biblical concerns about sex, biblical romance, sex techniques, communication in marriage, conflict resolution, and many more. It is a great tool for premarital and postmarital counseling. You don't have to allow your marriage to go down the drain. If you are yet to get married, then this is just what you need. You will be informed on courtship, dating, temperament, and many more. For information on how to get copies of this book, call or WhatsApp 0502 576952. Again, 0502 576952.